This nigga mad gonna fall asleep. It's gonna kill this nigga. Shit.
I got so much beef, I could barely sleep. Never know you got me losing on my Z's all day. Good Lord, mama praying on the knees all day.
How much you lose on Bobby 4?
First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, as we've got a great one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. Bust through the tackle. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Here we go now. Green.
On 2nd down, Kamara. They find some open field here. The 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. 69 yards. And the Vikings have taken a first quarter lead. So, wow. That'll quiet this crowd, right? A big one there on the opening drive of the game.
Yeah, you have to be thinking, we're at home for the playoffs. That had to be a splash of cold water right in their face, don't you think?
Yeah, they got to be thinking, we're going to have to work on this and do so in a hurry. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. He'll be dropped at the 30. The shifty move got him a couple extra on the play. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
It looks way too easy right now. 2 carries, 2 straight first down runs. The eyes are carrying the legs to the proper hole, but they're being created by an offensive line that has the leverage game going for him right now. Lower than the defensive front, creating space, and he's finding it in a big way. Gotta love what they're doing on offense right now.
On first down, it's Rosen. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Tyler Boyd, 54 yards. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And Charles, the defender, was there. He just didn't get it.
Sometimes these plays turn into basketball in a sense, with two guys going up for the football. Which guy's going to box the other away from it and grab it?
I know you hear it a lot, but it's just the will to get it, right?
Oh, without a doubt, the will, as well as some really nice touch on the ball that was thrown.
And some talent, too. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. And now out comes Minnesota. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On the ground with Kamara. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now a pitch out to Kamara. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's got him in, Corey Davis. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. He got 29 yards that time.
Yeah, your quarters be long.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
He'll drop to throw. The 20. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. 23 yards on the play.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get a
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
You told me to shut the fuck up.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw here.
Let's go!
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. He's at the 50. 30. Past the 20. And into the end zone. A scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown.
Let's go.
And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. And the Vikings now heading onto the field.
Green 39.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
He made trades in the playoffs.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Tackle was made by Joel Iyiegbuniwe.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
He's not a playoff player, bro. He's like Kyle Lowry.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 319. 319. No. Jack, Patriot.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Again, this is Kamara, and he stopped immediately there. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
And, Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Back to throw. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A very solid gain of 27.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Now Rosen on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for the Lions. 54 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Back 99, Philly, here we go!
On first down, it's Gurley. So quick on the spin. It will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Todd Gurley scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Lions have broken our tie as they take the lead. Now the extra point.
I feel like my player can get an interception, though. Gonna be a key interception.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
What's the score?
And out now come the Vikings. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Toss play, Kamara. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
Kamara, and he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And an early to run. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. They'll drop the throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Lucky 56.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Oh,
man
my
open
God!
left side, it's Williams. A minute 59 to go in the first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. This quarterback now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's 1st down.
Set. 3-19. 3-19. Gone. Detroit.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Trying the left side with Kamara. He will push his way down to about the 14. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The Vikings on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 8. He'll look to throw. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Detroit! Watch him now, Barney! Check 52. Hut! I got you. Hut!
Throwing now, Rosen on first down. Buying time to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Putting up on you.
Lucky 56.
To throw is Rosen. Over the middle, the tight end Shaheen with it. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Gun! Detroit! All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And Davis has it over the middle. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Caught right side, Davis. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Vikings on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now back to throw. He's got his tight end in Njoku. First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week, but he's got a first down on that effort. This quarterback now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, Danny.
Back to throw here. Throw left side, caught by the tight end in Njoku. And he'll go down at the 28. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He made his first attempt, this from 45. The kick by Fairbairn is good. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now a play fake here on first down. Forced out to his left. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! I'm here all day. Detroit! Detroit! Check safety, check safety. 53 to Mike. Watch him now, Barney, Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On third down, Rosen. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Here we go now. 319! 319!
Rosen on 1st and 10. Dancing to his left. Fighting to stay upright. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
To throw on 2nd down. Looking long for Westbrook. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 55 yards. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
I thought you was the first
All
one.
right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Lucky 56.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that.
I think I got
and even
that
though
job
threw it incomplete
too,
downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Yeah. This is going to be funny as fuck.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
But I'm going to be working with like Aaron and like the PO and the PO people.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. That was going to let it go deep right sideline. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
It's an HR for the calling and call prices.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Steps away. Adam Gase rolls the dice. It doesn't pan out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on 4th down, They believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
Detroit! Detroit! Over! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! 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 Detroit!
Now Rosen on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Gun!
Here's Rosen to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Give him 30 yards there.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Back to the ground, this time with Gurley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
This nigga, man, first off, this nigga damn near can to commentate. That shit,
now it's Rosen looking.
That shit,
and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 is a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say, if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
And pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down. He's got good size. We know he's tough to bring down running the ball. That also carries over to the passing game like we saw there.
And at his size, how'd you like to try and stop him on that angle route? Him coming out of the backfield, breaking sharply, catching the football. It's going to take a lot more than one guy most likely to bring him down. That was a nice game.
And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
He talk like he do, but
looking to throw. Being chased out left. Incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
oh man,
Pressure right.
funny, but
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off at the 28. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. So he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
man, if I'll come
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play.
What's the score, Matt?
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Cool, dude.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
He'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Caught left side, Williams. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
Back to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I thought.
And they'll go on the ground. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
On the handoff, it's Gurley. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
One person said he wanted to put both ways.
Gone! Hot! No.
Throws it here down around his own goal line. Looking long for Westbrook. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Going up top. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Tyrell Williams, 30 yards. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. So now here are the Vikings faced with a big 2-point conversion attempt.
Now let's go. 3-19.
He got 2 for a touchdown.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's no good. Well, that could be a critical miss here in a one-score game in the 4th. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Another carry now for Gurley. And this carry not as productive. He swallowed up at the line of scrimmage.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
It's potentially kind of up. Yeah, he ain't been how he should.
Now it's Rosen. Going down the middle, It's complete. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 64 yards. And the Lions add on to their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Oh, my Lord.
The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. He's at the 30. And a fantastic return all the way down to the 20.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
On the bare legs.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield.
I told you they're going to stop that.
They'll give him 8 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
Heady on that one. Getting out of bounds before the 2-minute warning to get an extra timeout, extra opportunity to move the ball down the field. Very smart football.
They'll set up to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
I hope you don't play on fucking
Time for a break.
Cowboys, man.
We'll come back and see this one out after this.
Come on, man. We don't want to see the Cowboys or the Texans. That's what we do.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Yeah, see the Texans.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now.
Yeah, touchdown.
Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And the Lions are able to cover this one up.
He's doing an onside. He's doing an onside kick.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense back.
Oh, you see that? Fumble.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
No, check, Patriot.
Big time, baby.
And Rosen's actually going to throw it here. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now a handoff for Gurley. That through it. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Rosen to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He gonna have to come on. If he runs, it's over with.
Back to throw.
I don't know what you gonna do.
He's not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up with safety. And that disastrous play is ultimately going to seal their fate in this one, isn't it?
It certainly is, because they gave up the 2 points, but that's not really what did it. It's happened to give up the football. And because they gave up the football, guess what? The other team now can take the ball and close this game out.
And Detroit getting set to go now. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
You gotta have IQ, bro. They let you do coaching adjustments and shit, but it got its pros and cons. So, like, I put my defensive pass rush on aggressive. The pros is they're gonna get a better pass rush off the ball. The cons is if you do a hard contact.
And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough way for it to end.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.
I'm down to go to the park, get more games in, but I kind of that shit I'm already on. Yeah, we just needed a battle random earlier, bro. I really just need to go. Alright, well, it don't matter.